what are you thinking now? Because rates have gone up a little bit. Market's soft. Inventory spiked at the fastest rate that we've seen in a long time. But it is higher than 2017, but it's not that much different right now at the spike. So, interest rates are up, inventory spiking, demand's dropping. It's inventory spiking as a different time as prices are higher and rates are going up. So there is like some pressures. I'm just curious, like, how do you guys view this type of stuff? Is there concern to you because of what you're doing in some of your projects? You're just like, well, like, what are you looking at?
We view it as an opportunity, actually. And I always quote Warren Buffett, be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. And there's a lot of fear out there in the markets right now. And again, we view it as a buying opportunity. We've actually been extra aggressive recently as the market has turned. So last week, in a span of 48 hours, we picked up 3 new projects. And before that, the past 6 months, I think we might have picked up 1, if not 0, because the market's been stupid from like October to like March.
Yeah,
everyone's just fighting and everything's over asking. So that's when we were like calming down. We're like, okay, let's slow down our acquisitions. But now we see this as a big opportunity. And then long run for our developments, we're still bullish on real estate. Yes, there could be volatility this year. Nobody has a crystal ball. Interest rates are likely going to continue going forward, increase, including on June 1st. But long-term wise, we feel with the fundamentals of immigration, supply and demand, we believe real estate, the prices are still going to go up. I don't know what's going to help with affordability. Nothing seems to, there's no real good solutions out there. So again, we're very bullish on our current projects and we're still actively acquiring new projects.
I feel like you guys just have this unique opportunity because you said it best. Nobody, the big players aren't doing infill projects. The beginner investor is thinking it's too complicated when really it just takes a bit more expertise. I'm not trying to downplay your expertise by any means.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you found this little niche that I feel like infill projects going forward are going to be where it's at.
And it's like the provincial mandate. We need more intensification to help with housing affordability. And like these single family homes, they're going to be like dinosaurs in the future. You're seeing the townhouses, back-to-backs, stacked towns are now becoming our new single-family home. And I listened to your recording with Peter Politis recently, talking about, that's the CEO of Greybrook, talking about how houses now are getting smaller. Things are shrinking, either condo size or even when you're looking at ground-related units like singles, towns, and semis, everything's getting smaller or you're getting more dense product, such as back-to-backs or stacked towns or townhouses are now the same.
Yeah, it was interesting because what they said, because when we were talking about that, and he said, they weren't as efficient with their planning of the condos.
Yeah.
Which is now they feel like they can fit in the same similar type of lifestyle into a smaller unit.
Yeah.
But they are getting squeezed still because they're removing. When you walk in the door of the condo now, you're like inside the kitchen versus you had a little doorway. It might have been 10 square feet, but you had this little doorway that you entered, but those things are all being stripped out of the units to get them to try to leave the main parts that people see on the floor plans roughly the same size or the same space as best possible. But it is still changing the unit slightly.
It is,
right?
But all of us are builders in the industry are all getting more efficient with their designs, try to minimize hallways and dead space.
Totally, yeah.
Getting much more smarter with the design. But it still does change the lifestyle, obviously. Yeah. And I think one thing that Peter mentioned there is that there's more emphasis now on amenity areas. As these, the living areas are much smaller, people still need a place to barbecue or walk the dog and all this stuff. So you're going to see more rooftop amenity areas or parks and all this stuff, so that people can actually get out of their boxes.
Yeah, I think that's cool. If those are run properly, it creates a little bit of a community for the building. And then that makes it different because the condos of the past, there wasn't really that. It was really just everyone had their own box and you went to your box and that's it. But if you have your box, but then you have an area that you congregate and kind of hang out, no different than if you're on a single family when you go outside on your driveway and you kind of see the neighbors, you chat with them a little bit. If you have that aspect, it does change the lifestyle that you can lead in that type of property.
100%.
And I think it makes it better. Like, I just think it makes it better for people overall.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
How are you going to run this business? Are you selling these properties that you build, or are you going to keep some as your own portfolio?
You know what? Like we would love to keep most of them. Some of them that we build, we will do basement suites in them. Some of them we don't. Some of them are unfinished basements, like typical singles or towns, and we'll sell those. However, right now we're in ultra growth mode. So we've actually had to sell off a lot of our rental portfolio to be able to fund the growth of the business with more staff. We have way more overhead now. Last year, I think we were a team of 3. We're up to like 16 people now. We have a new office that we're building out, 6,000 square feet. So we just have a lot more costs. So we've actually had to unload a lot of our rental portfolio to be able to fund the business.